The other day I dropped a video on how to train the buoy ball placement exercise, showing the 7 elements that make up the exercise. If you missed that video, you can find a link to it somewhere on this page. Look closely and you'll find it. After seeing that video, some of you asked how to train the 6th element, which is drop it. Well, drop it is a fun, little challenging element, and training it successfully will change your life. Well, that might be a bit of an overstatement, but training this element properly will certainly change your dog's life for the better. This is the Underachiever's Guide to PWD Water Training, where the joy is in the journey. Okay, I mentioned in the previous video that I like to start small when training any new skill. I also like to start indoors where I can control the environment and distractions. So that's where we'll start. Before we cut to the training, please remember you are training a Portuguese water dog. This means that once you have made a little progress, stop and move on to something else. Sometimes this can be the toughest thing to do because you start to make progress, then do the same thing over and over again until your dog gets bored and either shuts down or regresses. Don't do that. Stop before you want to and leave your dog wanting more. Okay, here's how I train the drop it element of the buoy ball placement exercise. It is important to keep things light and fun when training a Portuguese water dog. There are exceptions, but in my experience, these dogs are a little soft. So pushing them too hard will not pay off. I treat with string cheese and pay regularly. Ace will go through a wall for a bite of cheese. When training this exercise, I don't think the actual drop article is all that important. So I'm using a baby dummy here. We are just building a connection and working on the focused skill of dropping the article. If your dog is just starting out, you may need to pull the article from his mouth. Be gentle and upbeat during this training session. As we improve, I expand the distance. If this expansion confuses the dog, we go back to the beginning and shrink the distance. The key is to set up your dog to succeed. If the dog can handle the new distance, I'll expand again. Expand the distance in small increments so your dog doesn't even really recognize the change. This will help ensure a happy outcome. Total time training Ace was 5 minutes and 33 seconds.
Good boy. That's it. Good dog, Ace. Good dog. Hold it. Drop it.
Girl Scout actually struggles with the drop. She does a perfect exercise, but sometimes forgets to drop the ball. She is also super soft, so I need to be sure she gets plenty of support and happy attitude. Scout wants to have fun, so we do all possible to avoid stress. If Scout doesn't drop the article, I'll gently take it from her with the command to drop it, and then treat her as if she did a perfect drop. This reinforcement will lead to her dropping the article on her own. We use a whistle with the drop command for Scout, but that doesn't really matter here. We will build the whistle into the exercise in the spring when we go to the water. As she succeeds at short distances, I'll move back a bit. Expanding the distance and still offering happy support works well for Scout. I keep things light and fun for this soft girl. Never use a negative attitude and keep things fun. This exercise is hard enough, and pushing, forcing, and intimidating your dog will only lead to a poor outcome.
Good girl, Scout. Good girl. Take it. Hold it. Drop it. Good girl. Take it. Hold it. Drop it.
Total time training Scout was 3 minutes and 24 seconds.
Hold it. Drop it. Good girl. Good girl, Scout. Good girl.
Okay, so I hope you can see that by starting small and then expanding the distance leads to success in training, not only for the buoy ball placement, but for any of the PWD water exercises. The next thing I will do is take the foundation we've developed here and move outside. For that move, I will start small again and then build distance and confidence until we are ready to move to the water, where the fun really begins. I hope you enjoyed this little video. Please check back for future videos from the Underachiever's Guide to PWD Water Training, where the joy is in the journey.